Full moon in Sagittarius. What is the theme that is ending for you? Full moons are when the sun and the moon are opposite. The sun is in Gemini right now and the moon will be in Sagittarius. And what is it that you will leave behind or close up in this moment of time? Let's take a look at 3 cards that you can choose from and trust your intuition. If a card speaks to you, trust your intuition that it holds something for you. And we have the Beloved. We have the Lower World. And we have the Seer. And now trust your intuition that one or more piles speak to you, and just choose the 1 or the 2 or the 3, whatever it is that is speaking to you, and see what the message is that it holds for you. I see you in the reading. Welcome, pile 1. You chose the Beloved. And this card is about finding love and something to love in other people. It is, on the other hand, sometimes a projection as well, if we talk about romantic love, but in the first place it is about finding love in someone else. Oh, we have one. And so let's take a look at what that means in your case. We have this one and this one. And what that means for your full moon in Sagittarius. What it is ending for you. Let's take these. So, let's take a look. And we have the Fox. We have the Heart. We have the Letter. And we have the Dog. And this feels a little bit like there is something that is or that was wrong in a projection, in a romantic relationship, or in a fantasy about a relationship, and there is something coming up, a letter, a message, something like this. This will come up to clear the path. So there is something coming in like a message that will show you that there is someone that is loyal. And it can mean that something went wrong with this person, and that you clarify this now, or the person clarifies it, because there is a letter, there is something like an exchange of arguments, an exchange of words. And we have the Dog, and the dog is a loyal animal. It's about loyalty. So something was wrong, and it is clarifying. And we have the Rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. And we have the Wolf. We have turn knowledge into wisdom. We have the Self. And we have the Eternal Child. So let's take one of these as well, and then we'll see what we have. And there we have overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. And that's really beautiful, because we have, on the one hand, we have the lucky time of the rabbit, and the rabbit is often about abundance. And your ability to turn knowledge into wisdom And this leads to, and that's how it feels, it leads to you radiating what you really, really can do. And you do this in a beautiful way. It is like a prism. It's a prism that shows all of the colors that come out of your heart and out of yourself, because it is the self, and it's something you are like born with. These are abilities, skills, and all of these things. And it's like you step into a phase where you let go of false projections of other people and yourself, and you step into yourself and into the eternal child, because it is about being playful with all of this. And the eternal child is the ability to play within and in life, and to show whatever wants to show up, and to use this for the greater good and for service of others. And it's not service. Maybe you thought about that in the past. What is about service? And that was where the projections came in, and the false projections came in, because you thought that something like people pleasing, something like I have to find this or that person, I have to be acknowledged by people, and I have to be acknowledged for the love that I am. And now it is like something is like turning the script, and it's beautiful. And the overflow and overwhelm and plenty can mean that you have to be cautious about what comes up in your life, because it can be too much as well. There is also a too much of a good thing. So that is something that is the I would say it's not a warning, but it is it's mentioned that you have to keep yourself in balance, and use your rest time so that you can handle the good things that show up in your life. And that's really, really beautiful. So yeah, we can have bigger problems, right, than too much of a good thing. But it is, when you, for example, you do something and you go viral, or you create something and it's overwhelming. So, for example, when Harry Potter was written, there was someone who wrote it that was in a place that wasn't really comfortable, and in that moment that the story showed up, it changed her life. And it changed her life in the most drastic way you can think of. Because as you remember, that in the time where Harry Potter came out, there were at nights there were people in front of the bookstores waiting for the book to come out. So that was from 0 to 1 million. And of course that might be overwhelming. Might have been overwhelming. I believe it was. So let us see. We have that one, and let's see what that means for you, and what that means for you in specifics. What can you do, and what can you be aware of? Let's take that one, and this one, and this one. So let's take a look what that means. We have the Hierophant, and that's what I said about you did the work to find out what was it that created these projections and these falseness in relationships, and in the idea and the idea of other people. I would say it like this. What was it? And you learned the lesson. You got the key. You worked with it, with people pleasing, with projection, with shadow work, all of those things. And then we have the Ace of Swords showing us that there is something that will that you created, that is a new beginning in your mind. And it's about ideas, and it's about thoughts, and the Ace of Wands to set this into motion in creation. And that is really beautiful, because we have two aces and they are about the new beginning. And we have the Four of Wands and the beaming vessel. That is the Four of Wands is someone who really radiates, like the Self card, really radiates its light. And with this radiation, like we can see this in this beautiful tortoise. I think it's a tortoise, right? I never can discern. I think that turtle is the one who walks and the tortoise is the one who swims. Is it right? It's radiating, and it's creating something for other people, for the greater good. And it's like the whole water illuminates through it, moving through it. And it's like this new beginning with having the key and stepping into something really new, creating something really new. I love this. And we have the Six of Pentacles. It's like giving and taking. It's receiving as well, not just only giving. It's receiving as well. And then we have the Hanged Man, and it would be about a change of mind. But I would say it like this. We have as the following card, we have the No card. And I believe that it is about not changing your mind in a way. It's not about doing something right now that puts your world upside down, like the Hanged Man could do. It is about the giving and receiving. It is about being the stable, being the bull is in this, to weigh up what is given, what is taken, what is received, and what is created. So it is a little bit more about something like a process to see what works, what doesn't work. When you bring in all the things that you hold in your heart and in yourself, it's not inventing something new. It's like showing up. And that is where the No comes in, to say no. It's not about reinventing anything and thinking about it. It's about showing up as you are and turn your own knowledge into something that will give you the benefits as well. And then we have the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is here like fulfillment. This is the orca in the sky, diving around and having fun. Orcas are really, really playful. And this is about being fulfilled with what you do, being fulfilled. And this is your compass. It's not about what is working. That's what you will see. But it is bringing all you have, bringing all the things that are inside of you and seeing the results coming in and playing with it. It is about you having fun, being fulfilled, because that is what makes it consistent. When you stay in the fun and in the self and in your eternal child, it's like the eternal child showing up in a different way. It is, you will get the benefits of it. You will get out of it what you really want. And it's like beaming and radiating yourself into the world. And this will lead into the place where you can receive and where you stay in the overflow. Not about making something happen, it's about allowing something to happen because you step into this beautiful you that you are. and radiating it out into the world. It's everything is there, everything. And now it's time to receive. And I would say take a look at where Sagittarius is in your chart, because that would be the area where this can happen. So take a look at this, and maybe tell me in the comments if you are interested in knowing more about the placements of in your chart, about the houses or the planets. And I would love to know if this is something you would be interested in. So take a look at your chart and see where this is happening, you stepping into yourself and radiating into the world and receiving really plenty. Beautiful. Thank you, Pile 1, for being here. And thank you for showing up for yourself and for this work that you put in, because it will. Plenty and overflow will follow. Thank you. And I see you soon. Welcome, Pile 2. You chose the lower world. And this card speaks about seeing the treasure that is hidden in the lessons we accomplished in our world. And it's not like dwelling in the past, but it's like seeing the past as it is and seeing the knowledge we gained out of the past. And let's take a look. And there we have the cross, we have the moon, we have the snake, and we have the keyhole. And let's take 2 of these as well, and then we take a look at what we have. We have the bear, and we have the bat. And then we take 2 of these as well. Alethea and the forest. And we have 1 of these. And then let's take a look. Caterpillar. So what we see here is that the past and the experiences you had in your life, especially with women, I would say. And it can be a mother figure, it can be something else. It's like it was destined. Something in it was destined to get you into a place where you find the key to open the door. And I'm a believer in multiple lives. So I'm a believer in that we come to this planet because we want to achieve something, we want to learn something, we want to solve a problem, a riddle, whatever it is. We want to experience something. And often we don't like this planet because it is so dense, but we came here because it is. Because we can, in this body and in this dense reality, we can make, we can see that how life works. We can experience emotions. We can experience even trauma at one point. And it is like the balance that you wanted to find in your experiences and in your emotions that are connected to women in your life. And to the snake is, for me, in this in this moment, it is an intelligent woman. It is a woman that had teeth, that had an experience for you that wasn't easy. And maybe it was about betrayal. Maybe it was about your mother that did something that helped you to experience something really, really difficult. And I'm sorry if this happened. I don't want to diminish the experience that you had. It's just that this reading shows me that you really did the work to see the value in your experiences, to see the lessons behind it, to see what you accomplished by facing this, because the lower world is about looking into the past and seeing the value in all of this. Well, of course, we can say, yeah, there were people or humans and women in your life that did you wrong, but it's not the whole truth. It's the moment when you take time out and where you take a look back and you say, okay, what is it that I have today that I have because this happened to me? It doesn't make anything right that people did in your life that were wrong. That's not what I mean. But we can be confronted with trauma in our lives, and there is something good coming out of it, because we learned something and we walked through an experience that brought us the transformation that we needed, because we wanted to go somewhere. And it's like the forest, you are allowing yourself to go into the deep forest to see the truth about something, because Aletheia is about the truth. And that's really beautiful, because we have this full moon in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is about the truth. And so what was it that in your past, what was it that brought you here? What was it that is in underneath all of your experience, underneath all of the trauma, underneath all of that? What is it that is true about the situation as well? And this is, you found this keyhole that will lead into something else. And there we have the caterpillar with the opportunity showing up as well. So it is about finding your truth and being reborn, because the bad spirit is the rebirth is assured. And it is about you stepping forward and being reborn by stepping through that door. And this is the invitation to take a moment in this full moon to take a look back and to take a time out to take a look what was destined about this. Maybe, there can be things, and I experienced that in my life, that I already brought with me when I came in here. And the traumatic experiences that I had led into me dealing with these emotions, dealing with the up and down, and with the depression and the dark night of the soul, and the complications with these humans and with these women could have led to you stepping into yourself, because there was nobody there you could rely on. This is a really difficult situation, and there we have a volunteer. And it's the King of Swords. And it's like cutting through the stories that we tell each other about the things that we experienced. And it's letting the stories go, right? It is about, I take these, and of course something really happened, and I don't mean, and that's what I always say, I don't mean to diminish what happened to you. That's not what I mean. But there is a story around it. And if we allow ourselves to let the story go, then there was a time when this happened, and there was a transformation that happened, and there is nothing attached that is a story. So you can say at one point, I walked through this. And it's not necessary that I tell the story what happened, because I already walked through it. It came out the other side. And it's like cutting through the bullshit that is sometimes the story. We keep ourselves stuck in the past when we go into the lower world just because we want to revisit it. But that's not what it's about. It is about finding the hidden treasure and then letting the story go and holding on to the treasure. And that's a trick that we can do, or that is something that we can allow our mind to do, because the mind tricks us into going back. And this is the invitation to stop and to transform this, because we can cut through all of this. And it's like in this moment, it feels like a tower moment, because we have to let go of all of this. We have to let go of the idea that there was a story. And what are we without the story? You know, when I have a story about my childhood and about a mother figure, for example, or a woman in my life, and I have the trauma that was connected to that, and this story is gone because I walked my way through this and I found the truth. And I walked into the shadow that came with it. And I found the opportunity to get out of it and on the other side. I have nobody to blame anymore, because there is nobody to blame. I don't know if I make this clear, but I hope I do. And it's like the new beginning through this tower moment where I say, oh, shoot, what can I do without my story? There is a new path that comes up, and there is a new path that will allow me to create my own reality, and that is with the magician. Learned everything, has all the tools that he needs to create something, and the truth is the sun comes out, and we have the sun lying on the truth. Is bringing yourself into this moment where you create from all the things you learned, not from the things you tell the stories about, from the things you learned, and you step in with all of your beautiful radiating heart. The sun is like, it's like shining through everything. And we have the Ace of Swords, new ideas that come with this. What can I do with this knowledge that I bring to the table? What can I do with this knowledge that will help me to give and receive at the same time, to create something that is able to sustain myself? And in this moment we have beautiful the world showing up as the ending, and that is the full moon in Sagittarius. And ending is something that is the lie underneath all of this. Ending is the betrayal, because when you step into this ending, like with the tower, right, to let go of the story and having a tower moment for yourself. Who are you without your stories? You are you, and you are the truth. You are the sun. You are the magician that creates its own reality. That's what you are in the moment when you let go of the story. And then we step into the Six of Wands, and that is the success that you really want to achieve. And this is a success. This is like the hive of bees showing up as the successful creation of communities of people, like-minded people, finding like-minded goals, not from this place of storytelling, telling the stories of of the past. It is like finding your tribe and the success that lies in this new goal that you can create by opening that door. That's a big new chapter that is beginning. And pile 2, you really did the work. And there is just this moment when this ends and you can sit there and shrug your shoulders and say, and who am I now? Who am I? Without all of this, without all of this, these stories. And it is, you are the magician. You are the one who steps into creating something really beautiful new to receive and to serve the highest good and to open this door that you really want to open. And this is happening right now. It is done, pile 2. It is done. And all the betrayal, all the things that hurt you in this relationship, maybe it is time to create something with women, to create something new, to let go of the old things that happened to you, of the trauma that happened to you with these women, and to create something really new that is able to give and to get as well. It's the balance. And this is the moment. This is the moment to draw the line underneath your stories. And it's the time to create something really, really beautiful by opening up the next door. Beautiful. Take a look at where Sagittarius is in your chart, and the axis of Sagittarius and Gemini is in your chart. This is the area where this will happen for you, or this is already happening for you, and where you can step out of your stories. And tell me in the comments if you are interested in knowing more about the placements and the houses or the planets or something like this. I would create a video about that if you would like, and if this is something you are interested in. Thank you so much, pile 2. I really enjoyed this reading as well. Thank you, and I see you soon. Welcome, pile 3. You chose the seer. And the seer is someone who is able to see behind the situation, to see the hidden truth, and to see the deeper realms that we sometimes deny to look at. Sometimes it is about your situation you are in, and oh no, that's not feeling right. So let's take this one and this one, and I think this one. Let's take a look what that means for you. And take this and this. And then these. And there is the snake, and we have the moon, we have the fox, and we have the male. And that's really interesting because some of these came up in the other piles. So if you were drawn to different piles, this is, this is something. Because it feels like that there was something like a complication in your life that led to to a detachment, I would say, from your own emotions, and something like a fog on your emotions, and that led to something that you lived out in the world by choosing the wrong man, so to speak. If we take it per gender, but this would mean if you are a woman, you chose the wrong man in your life. It can mean as well, if we take the gender out of it, it can mean that you took the wrong actions. That is that this relationship and that these experiences you had in your life led to something that drew you in to situations that weren't informed by you seeing the red flags, by stepping into things because you didn't know what red flags are. I would say something like because I feel it like this. It is like you had to learn to see the red flags. You had to learn to see what you really want. Because if we grow up with someone difficult in our life, we always choose these difficult people because it is so known. And if it's not a healthy situation we grew up in, and we have something like a dysfunctional family, we choose dysfunctional people because that is what we know. And because of our dependency on family, we always have to learn to see the red flags, because in our family we had to ignore them, because otherwise we wouldn't have survived. So the whole journey that you did was by stepping into the knowledge of being someone who can see the red flags, and this is thinking, and it's lovely, thinking on the feet to see what is right for you and what is not. And then we have the stone and the siren. And I will take one of these as well, and then we'll see. No, that's not feeling right. That's not feeling right. What is it? Let's take this. Stranger and curiosity. And in the stone we can see that we hold things in this ancient being, I would say. Only that we cannot see the stones move doesn't mean that they don't. They create themselves by pressure, by being underground, by standing in the middle of an obstacle, by being shaped by the water. So the stone is something that is really a being as well, that we can use for our development. And it feels a little bit like that it is the invitation to use a stone, whatever stone is in your surrounding, to use this stone to ground your energy and to maybe anchor something about what I said before about the red flags. The siren is someone, and it can be a person, right? The siren is someone who allures us in. It's a person with a beautiful voice. It's a person that we can fall for because of the beautiful voice, because they call us in. But the sirens are like they have red flags. She has a red stone, but they lured people in to drown them. And so when we look at the history, but it is the invitation to ground yourself in, and your knowledge about the things you decided before this time, that you ground it into, or anchor it into a stone. Maybe you have a beautiful gemstone. Maybe you have a stone that you find outside that is beautiful for you to touch. Maybe there is something you can anchor into the stone to remind you to take a look at the flags. What is the color of the flags? Is someone alluring? Is someone drawing you in? And is it connected to the experiences you had before? Is it something you know? And is it something you fell for? And then to step out of it because you anchored it and you think on your feet and you want to experience something else. Because it is time to let this go. It's time to let this pattern go, to fall for the same people, for the same maybe toxic people that you experienced before. And it can be terrifying to let that go. I want to say it as well, because that's what we are used to. And so to let it go means who am I without that? Who am I with someone who I don't know? I cannot feel the things that I felt before because I am so used to toxic cycles. This is ending now, Pile 3. This is ending because you did the work and you know exactly what it is, and you know how to. And maybe it's a ritual, maybe you don't know how to, but you know what it is. And it is following your intuition. The seer follows its intuition. You are the seer. You can see whatever will happen. And that is where the cards remind you of, yes, you know it. And you already knew. When someone came up that had the same toxic behavior, you knew. There was one moment where you felt it. And it's not you being gullible anymore. You want to step into your genuine being, into yourself. And you want to step into the innocence that comes with that. And you don't want to be lured in by someone who tells you what you want to hear, and someone who pushes your buttons in a trauma bond. And it's what I feel about this is like you fell a lot for people who put you in this place of a trauma bond. And trauma bond isn't what people use it for, to being bonded by the same trauma. It's not. It's intermittent reinforcement. It's someone who grooms you at the one moment and then lets you go and ignores you in the next. And that is a trauma bond. That is traumatizing you to bond. So that you wait for them to come back. You wait for them to give you what they gave you in the beginning. But it came from a place of the fox. It was in the first moment. It was about grooming you, and it's about you luring you in because you fell for those people. And now you are done with this, because we have the Sagittarius full moon and you are the seer, and the universe wants to provide, and it wants to give you what you long for. And this is the moment where you step into the seer and the innocence of the seer. The innocence, the knowledge that the seer has is the thing that it knows the truth. It knows, oh, there is something off. Oh, there is something that pushes my buttons. And to sit with a stone, and that's why I say, just take a stone and anchor this knowledge, the innocence, into the stone. And maybe you even have two, so that you can anchor both gullibility and innocence into the stone, so that you can choose and you can ask the stone. It's like an oracle, right? To see, how does it feel, and how do you feel in your body about it? Because there are sirens out there, and this is not changing, And if we experience toxic people in our life, and almost all of us did, There are parents that are not what they're supposed to be. And this is what we have to learn. And now you know the green and the red flags. And this is important because you want to be curious about the stranger. You want to be curious about the new relationship that comes up. But you are afraid that you fall for the same type again. And this is why you have to find something where you can anchor yourself and where you can see in this moment, is this the truth? And we have the Four of Cups. And this is a little bit like the place where you are coming from is this moment where you think, oh, this is not happening for me. It's happening for everybody, but it's not happening for me. And that's not true. It's definitely not true. But you have to let go. And we have the Ten of Wands. You have to let go of the burden that came with the stories that you experienced. Let it go. Let it enlighten your path. Let it create something beautiful like this beetle is doing, right? Create something with it. But don't carry it with you and let it allow it to depress you, because that is a depressed cat, right? This is someone who wanders with his mind and always coming back to the place where something is missing and so it's boring and I don't know, and maybe even boring. When I say boring, it can be that people, because of your experience, people who are in the safe area with their emotions, who are really partners that would be long-term partners for you, can seem to be boring because you are so drawn into the siren work that the other ones do. And this is like letting that go and allowing yourself to be curious about things you don't know. And you don't know secure attachment. So what is it about those people that can make you happy? And to bring yourself always back into your balance by finding ways to ground this, because the universe wants to provide. The universe wants to give you a partner that is able to hold you when you need it. But it might be that you feel that those partners that are so secure are really boring. And they are not. But they are something that you don't know yet. And there we have the confirmation of what I said, because we have the Five of Wands. It is like being in competition with your relationships, being in competition, being in this up and down and always coming back to the siren, right? To this prickly thing. And this is the invitation to step out of this competition. It's not about you being always on a dopamine rush when you are in a relationship. It's not. It's about you stepping into a new phase of your life that you want to share with someone else, and maybe you really, really want something to be dependent, to be dependable. And to be really a rock for you. And in the first moment, and maybe in the phase that you expect to be so overwhelming, whatever, it's boring. Because that is a thing that is missing in the secure, attached people. Because they don't have to have this rush. It's just a rush. And it's those people who do this with you that you fall for. But maybe it is time to learn something new. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, and it's like the the grounding of this, the grounding that you allow yourself to experience, and to let go of the past hurts that are in your mind. It is the Three of Swords is a card that is about the pain that we tell ourselves stories about. It is about pain that we don't let go because there are swords in this heart. But it's already done. It's old. It's old pain, and we don't let it go because we let the swords, and the swords are the thoughts. We let the swords stick in there to keep the pain alive. And this is the moment to create something new, to let this pain go, and to create something new, and to radiate what really is inside of you. And we have the Four of Wands radiating yourself into the world, allowing yourself to attract the people that really belong to you. That may seem, in the first moment, they may seem a little bit boring. Maybe it is this way. So what? Can you allow yourself to step into this? Because the Four of Wands is the card of marriage as well. It's a reliable bond with people who really, really belong to you. And then we have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups brings, with the Ace of Wands, the creation of something really new that is really fulfilling you. And to be curious about humans that show up in your life, that want to be a part of your life, is allowing them to be there, allowing yourself to experience something new, and to fill your cup that you so long for. This is happening right now, pile 3. This is happening. And it's happening in the area of relationships. It doesn't have to be romantic, but this feels like a romantic relationship where you learn to follow your green flags, and you let go of the people who are sirens, who are people who lure other people in to be toxic and then to hurt them. Because they are not able to do something else. They are not, even if they don't want to hurt other people, but they are not able to hold relationships. And this is changing now, because you can be curious about people that show up in your life, and there will be a rock in your life. Because you learned to be the seer. You learned to see the red flags, to be and to step into the innocence, and to let go of the gullibility. They are coming. These people will show up in your life, and if there is nobody in your life right now, there will be. And be aware of your avoidance of secure people, because you think they are not exciting. But that's a trick. They are. But they are in a long term, and they are worth stepping into a relationship with them, because they stay, and they are dependable, and they create, and they are there for you when you need them. And this is your moment to see how colorful the flags are, and to step into something really, really beautiful new. Take a look at where Sagittarius is in your chart, and see the house it is placed in, because that's the area where this is happening in your life. And tell me in the comments if you are interested in knowing more about the houses or the planets, or what your interest might be. And then I will create something about that and with that. So thank you so much for being here, and I see you soon.